quick break. I just want to say thank you for all the people around the world, Jamaica, Germany, Asia, Europe, South America. Thank you for listening to Leap of Health. Thank you for the support. And remember, my book is out. You can find it on Barnes and Nobles and Amazon. It's called Parents Are Greatest Teachers. Thank you again for all the support. And now back to our episode.
Hello, everyone. This is your host, Alex Valgood, and this is Leap of Health. And today, oh my goodness, I am super excited to talk to my really good and dear friend, Stephanie Stevenson. She's from LA. She's an amazing dancer. She is a creator. She is an amazing, just an overall artist. And I'm so happy to finally talk to you. So, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to talk to you too.
Hey, thank you. And today, she's gonna be one of our guests for our 10-part series, Healing Through Cultivating Art. Before we go into that, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to be the amazing queen of salsa that you are.
Ay, Dios mío. Okay, so hi everybody. I have been dancing salsa for 27 years now. Um, and I started when I was 11 years old. It started off as a hobby. I really wanted to dance hip hop, but the salsa teacher in the studio, which is now called Millennium Dance Complex, but back in the day it was called Mora Landis. And so my mom took me to dance hip hop there, no? And the salsa instructor at the time at the studio was called Alex De Silva. And he was teaching salsa. And he saw my mom walking with two little girls that wanted to learn how to dance. So he's like, okay, if you bring them, I'll teach them for free because in that time there was no kids dancing salsa. So, my mom being the Latin mom that she is, she was like, oh, yeah, van a bailar salsa because it's free. And if I put you in hip hop, then I got to put your sister, and then it's too expensive. So we started dancing salsa because it was better for my mom's pocket. And what ended up being super scary for me because we had to dance with grown men and we had to change, and I was extremely shy, painfully shy. What turned into that is now like everything to me, my life, my obsession, my hobby, my love. It's everything. To even 27 years after, it's still my therapy, my art, my love, my passion. And I couldn't say more about it. I have worked on many TV shows. I've choreographed cool things, and um now I'm able to help other women heal and feel great, which is my main objective, and feel positive through dance. But that's like a little bit of my story. I don't know. It's pretty long and extensive, but that's like a short, brief little paragraph.
Yeah, no, that's great. And you talk about healing.
Yes.
And let's talk a little bit about that. What are some of the things that you do in your classes? How are you trying to help others when it comes to like healing and the art of dance? How
Okay.
those play together there?
Uh, First and foremost, I think that now is my main objective of doing what I do is to transmit positive energy through Latin dance and Latin culture and Latin music. And I like thrive off of on a day to day, and I teach every single day except for one day. And I thrive off seeing the women come in with one face, either because they got traffic, they got their period, they had a bad day at work, whatever it may be. They're dealing with depression, anxiety, all these other things. And I swear to you, by the hours done, they leave with a different face. They're like glowing, happy, sweaty. The room is loud. They're all talking to each other. And I see it on a day to day how it heals in just 1 hour of doing it. And even when the class starts, it's just magical. And I think it's the music, uh, it's the body movement, becoming aware, being grounded, because I dance either barefoot, which I love to do, or in sneakers. I know a lot of classes are like, for example, especially salsa is in heels. I hate heels. It doesn't go good with my body. I've been in a lot, like, I've had a lot of car accidents. I've, had two epidurals and babies and all that. And I'm close to 40 now. So I hate high heels. And I feel so happy dancing barefoot, dancing,
Mhm.
you know, which in my generation of like our genre is, it's like, oh no, she's there. For a long time, I was really heavily criticized for not being in my heels. But there's something so healing about being grounded and like dancing barefoot and the music and your body and really opening yourself up and extending and stretching before we go into the big dance. It's just it's healing. It is healing and it's great. And I'm so blessed and lucky to do what I do and to be able to hand it down to other women
I love that. And you get to do it every day.
every day. And on Sundays, I teach children, little girls.
Oh, that's awesome. How do you think it has changed you? Do you think dancing in this form of art has changed you to be who you are now?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't know another life. I started when I was 11 years old. So I was very little and it quickly took over my life. Did I think that this was going to be my career choice? Absolutely not. Never. I thought it was just like my hobby. And then everybody, my family, and later on in life, boyfriends, everybody was like, yeah, but like, this is your like hobby. You're going to go to college and you need a career, right? Like, it's cute, you dance salsa, but and so never I thought it was an option to make it a life choice. Like I didn't know you could make a living, a life, and much less sustain a family with something like salsa. Maybe pop, like if I was a choreographer to Michael Jackson, but never did I think it was an option for me for salsa. So it's just like my hobby. Um, but anyway,
How do you
it
navigate?
became, yeah,
Yeah.
it became,
How did you navigate that thought? Because a lot of people also, maybe some listeners have had that thought of like, oh, I wanted to be a painter, I wanted to be a dancer, but same thing for them, right? You have your parents, you have your people around that is like, no, 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 you do that for fun. That's not a
yeah, and
thing. That's not
actually
a
it's looked
job,
correct, and it's actually looked down upon too.
right?
Like I can tell you in my lifetime, any significant other that I had uh never lifted me up in the sense of always kind of want to take it away, little by little take it away because they were insecure, because again, salsa is um looked at as like a sexier dance, sexier costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so I didn't get the support uh up until I have to say the only one that supported me my whole life was my mom and really saw I don't think she thought I could make a life out of it like but she was always like my number one cheerleader, her and my grandma. And then quickly in my 30s my mom was like, Stephanie, I think that maybe you should go to hair school because like I owed everybody, my mom money, I was telling you I owed everybody. I was like so broke. And until I met my husband and he was like, wait, what? No, no, what? Because I was telling him I think I should do hair. And so even I was lost. I didn't think that an art, so like a painter, I wouldn't even know. Now I could tell the painter, okay, this is what changed my life, and I could tell you. But in that moment, and not up until too long ago, that's how I saw my life. Like the the person really hurting because I love my art so much. No, and until I met my husband, and he changed my frame of mind, but I also allowed myself to open up to see the way he thought, you know? And little by little, we started, he put up a post starting a dance team, and that turned into this and turned into that. And now, fast forward, we have a very successful dance studio here in LA based off just women and children. And it's beautiful. And this is how we sustain our family and we live a happy, beautiful life. And I'm very grateful for it, but I never knew that this could be the way. So for all the artists out there that are struggling and hurting, there is a way, But in my case, what I needed was a strong support system that believed in me more than I believe in myself till this day.
Mhm.
That was what changed the game for me, was my support system, mainly being my husband. 100% my husband. My husband is my biggest cheerleader. And like when we started growing our business, when there was our down days where I was like, I just don't know if I can do this, or because I became a mother throughout the process, and with becoming a mother came postpartum depression and all those things. And I was like, I just, my body's changed. I don't look the same. And I don't know that I can mentally bear with this. You know, when you have a baby that's you're breastfeeding and you're not sleeping at night and you still have to rehearse. And for the show, you just like, I just can't. And he was like putting the dream out there. He kept saying all these things like, you can, you're going to compete and you're going to win. Or, oh, are you scared you're not going to win? And I was like, well, yeah, like, look how I look. And then I would think about it, be like, shit, I still think I got it. You know, like he was there, like injecting the fuel to my fire. So,
By the way, on that note, for everybody listening out there, I did this Jack and Jill competition against her, and she was pregnant. She was about to give birth like a few days after, and she won the whole thing. She won the whole thing. She won the crowd. She was trending forever. You could still find her on YouTube. You could just Google pregnant salsa dancer and you'll
that was
see
that, that was a
her.
great that was a great night. That
And
was
it
a
was
great
so much fun to watch.
that was I forgot that you were in that competition, Alex.
Yeah.
To be swear, I didn't even, that's how crazy that night was. It was just crazy, but it was so
Mhm.
beautiful and it was not planned. We almost didn't even go. It was raining that day. And my husband was scared because it was nighttime, it was pouring. And you know, in LA never rains. So it's like we don't know how to drive in the rain. We freak out.
We get scared when it rains. When it sprinkles, we get
Yeah.
scared.
And I was so pregnant. So he was like, I don't know if I want to drive with you pregnant in the rain. And I was like, I promised the girl that I would compete today. So we ended up going, and it was one of the best nights ever. It was a cool night.
It was a highlight for the dance world in general. I mean, seeing someone your caliber pregnant, doing splits, by the way,
Yeah.
and then win the
I
whole
was
competition.
I was splitting every day teaching. I was up until that point. I was like, no, I was teaching all day, every day. And being in the splits is something normal, even if
Right.
I was pregnant, because I asked the doctor if I can do everything. He's like, do everything that you do. Don't start a new hobby, but just do what you do. And that's what I do for work all the time. So you know, when I saw Christian and Christian danced with the girl who goes into the splits first, and we were number two. So when I see the crowd go crazy over her splitting, I was like, we're good. I got this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They put the music. I didn't know it was Zueli, my partner at the time. I had no idea. I met him in that very moment. And I was like, all right, it's on. I told him, hey, if I drop, just hold me hard. He's like, no, 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 no. Right before we're going out to dance. Like, no, no, no. Are you sure? And I was like,
He's
I'm
like, you're
sure.
pregnant.
Just
Don't
go.
have the
We're good.
baby
We're
on the
good. Just
dance
hold the
floor.
tight. Yeah, yeah. And we had so much fun. And it became unforgettable. I mean, I'm not lying to you. That was like a big change in my career. It's funny because I had done so many incredible things before that, right? And the one moment that I didn't rehearse, that I didn't put anything into it. I didn't rhinestone not one thing in that outfit. Like I was in my jeans, my maternity jeans, and my husband's t-shirt because nothing fit me.
Right,
And I
right.
put a
I
blue
remember.
flower in my hair because I was having a boy. That was it. Like I like so for something so big to come out of the most simplest moment, improvising with somebody I didn't even know, it was just like magic. It was magic. It was really cool, and I will never forget that night.
It was so
Shout
much
out to
fun.
Zweli, my partner, who took care of me.
Yeah, shout out to Shelly, my partner too. There you go. I got
There
to
you go.
work with them for a long time too. But yeah, I mean, for everybody listening, there's out there this amazing video of this pregnant dancer doing splits, and that just went crazy
And you
on
know what?
online.
And that goes back to, I want to tie in that night with my husband because that night, and the mentality that people have, right? That a woman gets married, has kids, and that's it. You don't dance anymore. At least in my culture and in my community, that's what's happened to all the divas, the majority of the divas I grew up watching, right? They get married, they have kids, and they don't dance salsa anymore. So because salsa was like with your partner and out at night, and I never like, not that that's a bad thing. It's a sport. What I do is a sport,
It
you
is.
know? And so so going back to that night, I remember my husband knew, like, I was, if I could split, I would split. I would drop it to split with that because I had been doing that my whole pregnancy. So for him, it was nothing crazy. But he didn't get to see that moment because an older man was like, "What the hell is she doing here? She should be at home.
Mm.
This is ridiculous." And my husband looked at him, and he was trying to, he was, I don't know, maybe I think one more comment and he would have got a punch to his face. So my husband was thrown off by the guy's comment and was trying to get his attention because, yeah, no, he was already hot with that comment. He couldn't take it. So he missed the whole magic because he was just trying to have it with this guy because he couldn't believe what the guy said.
Of
And again,
course.
because he believed in me so much, he's like, you have, this is ridiculous and this is so outdated, this mind frame, but it's so common till this day
Yes.
because I see it in my studio. Unfortunately, not everybody, but I train a lot of women. That's all I do is train women every day. Some of them have been with me for years, that have gone through all my pregnancy, like my pregnancies and all the beautiful times in my life. And so some of them, the majority stay, but there's a lot of women that come into my studio, have the best time, get married, get that ring, and I never see them again.
Mm.
No está bien. A
Yeah.
woman is a woman. She should be able to go dance with her friends and have
Yeah.
that moment to herself. It's a sport. And if I could reverse it into what my culture is, mi cultura, porque yo soy Latina,
Yeah.
mis papás son chilenos. I was born in Venezuela. And it's like, si yo lo puedo ver like in a real way, if I was a grown man, right? I'm at home with my family, my Latin family, and I have a wife and my kids. If I say, okay, I'm going to go to soccer practice, no one says anything. But if
Right.
the woman gets up on the table and is like, okay, I got to go to my salsa practice, right? Everybody would have a comment about
That's true.
that. And so I find that it's like one of my responsibilities, not only to transmit positive energy, but to show my community and the world that it's a sport and that it's a way of taking care of yourself,
Mm-hmm. No,
right?
it's
It's like, because even my mom's told me, like, Stephanie, trabajas mucho, ¿por qué no te preocupas un poquito más de ti? And I was like, "Ah." When I was like having, like just my kids were like 1 and 2, they're still babies. And I was like, Mom, this is me taking care of myself. This is me taking care of myself because it's mind, body, and soul. And this is taking care of my soul. This is healing my mind so that I can be a better mother, so that I can be a better wife. It's building endorphins. It's making me feel happy. It's keeping me physically fit, which is healthy. Not to have a perfect six pack or the perfect body, but it's good to be healthy, you
mm-hmm.
know? And 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 I think it's the best thing. And I feel like culturally there's something there that it could
Fixed.
be fixed.
Change. Yes, for
Okay.
sure. No,
Es un
I
deporte, es un
yeah,
deporte.
yeah, I definitely agree with you. I had that my whole dancing life probably until I moved out. But yeah, or even when I was living by myself, and people will be like, "Where are you going?" Oh, I'm gonna go out dance, or I'm gonna go out, train or practice or whatever. And it was one of those things, right? I remember I started teaching and traveling too with some other partners, and I my mom was like, "But why are you doing this? Like, why are you dancing?" And I'm like, "Why should I not dance when they're paying me to go to Alaska? They're paying my trip. They paying my everything. They're paying me, and they want to see me dance.
But hold on. But okay, with that comment, even if they did not pay you and you wanted to go to Alaska to go dance salsa, even if they didn't pay you, that's beautiful.
That's
That's
true.
enriching your life, enriching, no sé si se dice así, but it's giving your life such a beautiful experience. A, to travel, to see the world, to listen to real music that's made with real instruments and
Yes.
singers and full of culture and life, to be able to dance with someone that you don't even speak the same language.
Yeah.
But through sign language, we're all dancing together and having fun. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like, not for money, but for your soul, for
That's true.
you to feel
Yeah.
awesome, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that change of mindset that we need to have, it's, this is for fun, this is what we do, this could be a job if we want to. And as you said, like you're pointing out, women in general. And I think, yeah, if we want to be out in our class after dinner, why not?
No, it is so beautiful. I mean, it's so beautiful at the studio what I see every day. It's women from young ladies and women, all walks of life. Some are in college, some are in high school. A lot of women just in the working field, in high positions, from high positions to like a girl that works at Starbucks, and like doctors and therapists and school teachers. I have everything in my studio. And I swear, you have to be in that room. It's so beautiful, the community that's in there, and
Mhm.
how they've through time started to get to know each other, and how they help each other, how they lift each other up, how they work hard and root each other on. Because now my classes, to give you an example, even though I say, okay, this one's going to be the more intermediate advanced class, still everybody comes. And you should see the pro girls, how they pump the beginners. They're like, go, and they cheer for each other. And it's like so beautiful. And everybody by the end of that class is drenched, soaking wet, and is leaving so much better, so that the next day when they go to work, or they have to be moms, or they have to be therapists or teachers to kids, they can they they feel better. They feel
Mhm.
better in their mind, in their soul, and physically. They're, I don't, the physical perk is great, but to me it's so much more than that, than losing weight. It's more than that. It's how you feel.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Es tan
Yeah.
bonito.
I
I'm
love
just so
it.
grateful that I live this life every day. I thank God every day, the life that I live. It's like beyond my dreams. It's just has surpassed it.
No,
That I
I
go to
love
work.
that.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to work every day. And even on days that I'm tired or I'm a woman, it's like, oh, I got my period today, whatever. It's like I get to my studio, I put on the music, the women start to come in, and it's like electricity. It's
Mhm.
so cool. It is so cool.
I love that. What do you tell to your beginner, students that come like their first day and they're like all scared, or they have
All
a,
scared.
yeah.
They're all scared. And you know what? I've already come to the terms that I can't do anything about that. I used to like try and make them feel comfortable, because I could understand you're going into a room, you don't know anybody, and whatever, whatnot. But I'm like, okay, they're gonna be scared because they're gonna be scared. But my objective as a teacher is that they leave with a happy face.
Mm.
My goal in life is not to create the best salsa dancer in the world. Not to be like when I was a younger girl, that's all I wanted. I was like, I want to be number one. I want to win every competition. I want to I want to be the best. I want to be no like all those things. That was like me young. Me grown woman. I don't care about that, not even a little bit. Now that we're going to train hard, we're going to train hard, because I have that discipline, that mindset, whatever. But we're going to train hard, and we're going to have the best time training hard. I always tell the women, if you one day leave the studio for XYZ, I say, I want you to remember this time like the best time of your life. like let's kill it on stage, but not like now where it's like and competitive and we're trying to compete with other, not like that. Let's work hard because we want to be in here like go harder again, cleaner, it's so awesome. So for that beginner girl that comes into my class, that's what I want her to feel. Awesome. I did it. You know what? Maybe I didn't get all the counts of 8, but one thing is I always tell the girls, maybe you didn't learn the whole choreography today, but at least you walked in here and you learned one little more thing that you didn't know yesterday. So
Mm-hmm.
even if it was the basic, at least today you know the basic, because yesterday you didn't know the basic and you had the courage to drive here, and LA, everything is far.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is driving an hour to get to my studio. I have a shout out to Dr. Nicole. Nicole's been with me for 7 years now, and she drives 2 hours to get to me. And she'll come a couple times a week. Now she's coming like once or twice a week. But it's like, because there's a special space. It's a safe space for women. No one criticizes. Sorry, my son's knocking on the door. What, Rocky? Yes, hold on. I'm gonna let him come in really quick. I'm sorry.
We have
Really?
special uh
Mommy duties because
appearance.
daddy went to go pick up my daughter for her play date. So I'm here.
No, yeah, but it's just amazing. I mean, I like that you mentioned like beginners coming to you. Hi, Rocky. We have a special guest. But
Special
yeah, I
guest.
think just art in general really changes everybody's lives. And
Yes.
like you said, it's not, you don't have to be like coming to any art class, whether it's dance, your class, paint class, poet class, I don't know, any other type of art. It doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to be a pro. It's a matter of trying new things and trying to cultivate that creative mind and the possibilities of creating. What are you able to create? A new dance move? How is it making you feel? Are you making a new drawing? Is it getting better? Is it telling you something? I don't know. I think art is just so great just for in everybody's life because it really molds us to just be better,
Hmm. I agree. I agree.
right?
Now, everyone's life is different and
Right.
everybody has their purpose and their journey, but it has immensely impacted my life, made it better. It's helped me overcome every obstacle I've had, from postpartum depression, from losing my dad at a young age, other family members that have gone too soon. That it's been my therapy. You know, I believe music is therapeutic. I believe dance is therapeutic. And what I have now, which is a beautiful community of women, it's just so uplifting, and they're there to help each other, and they talk to each other, and it's just so grand, and it's all based off of the arts.
Yeah. Now you
Sorry
have
about
your
this.
kids and teach
Yes.
kids too.
Yeah, and he's my little Michael Jackson over here. And he dances with mommy, and soon he'll learn how to dance partnering so he can partner dance with mommy, right? When we go
Mom,
salsa dancing, you can
Mom,
salsa dance with
I
me.
thought we were gonna turn your office into um a place for.
Mm-hmm.
No,
You
but
know,
yeah,
mommy's gonna give you her phone, and you gotta, yes, thank you. There you are.
no, but yeah, I think art is just like one of those things. Like my intention for these 10-part series was for people to see people like you that have make of art a livelihood. A lot of people thinks that as you mentioned earlier, that art sometimes is not important in
Um,
life. That art could be disregarded. That art can be just like something on the side, but art is so much more than that, and it's as important. A dancer is as important as a doctor.
one
A
time.
dancer is as important as a teacher. uh, I mean, there's no seeing it differently. It's a very important thing in just on our daily lives.
All form a special part of our communities and our lives. and the world, right? And in my case, it's not less than, like, because I feel like it saved my life, dance and art, and in turn I'm able to help other lives,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like energetic, we're all one, and I believe it makes life more beautiful, it
Mm-hmm.
complete, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine not having music and dancing with my kids in the living room and my husband when we like try to dance together, and how magical and beautiful it is, not to be professional dancers, just to like have a beautiful moment. As yes, my darling, I'm sorry, no, not what, mommy's working right now, no, no.
No, but yeah, I love that. I love everything that you do. I think you have inspired a lot of us, definitely me.
Thank you.
You have inspired me to, you know, being a better dancer, pushing and go through a lot of things that otherwise I wouldn't done,
Thank you.
if it wasn't for to seeing a very strong woman like you in the world of dance and just art in general. So I think you have really done a lot of things for not for a lot of the professional dancers, but just for people that wants to have fun, put themselves out there and try something. Just
Yeah, and
something.
expecting nothing in return, just because
Yes.
it's a new experience for yourself,
Yeah. Exactly.
it's the truth. And um I don't know. I'm grateful for this life. I'm grateful that I can help someone through my journey, maybe like enlighten a young girl to be like, I can too. You totally can. You totally can be awesome, and make a life out of what you love to do. And if it's art, it's hard, especially everyone's outlook on it. But as long as your outlook is in the right place, the rest is cake.
Yeah, for sure. What will you say to those people that think that art doesn't fit in their schedule, that
Oh,
that no, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to be then doing all this nonsense art, whatever it is, whether it's painting, dancing, playing an instrument, trying something new. Even
uh,
gardening is an art, and cooking.
look, now again, I don't, if that's the way, if you feel your life is fulfilled by not doing any of these things, that's okay too. Cause like not everybody needs to, every body, every mind is a world of its own, and doesn't, some people don't need it, but I can only speak for my life and what is done to I, it's not that I don't get sad or down or affected by things, but I live a full, happy life because my kids are healthy. I have a loving husband. It's primarily, thank God for everyone's health around me. And secondly, because I have music and dance in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful thing. Like, to give you an example, I'm going to a quinceañera tomorrow, and the entire family's going to be there dancing, singing. Like, those are special moments that you can have, even if it's like going to take an art class and taking a loved one, a friend, a good friend, going to paint, having that moment, that experience, or doing it on your own. It's so fulfilling. It's so uplifting. And in this world that is really hard, it's just, it's crazy. The news and everything that's happening. And why not fill your cup with just a little more happiness and doing something that for sure is guaranteed that, with music, with art, any kind of art, with an
Mm-hmm.
instrument, with sound, with vocal lessons, even if you don't sing well, I don't know. I think it's something you're depriving yourself, no? But again, not everybody needs it, and that's okay, understandable. But if you can, you should make a little time in your schedule for something like this.
Yeah, I think so. I think art in general, any type of art, it gives us something, like that special something that nothing else gives us.
Yeah.
It's just that je ne sais quoi, like the one thing that we don't know what it is, that once you do it, it brings you to your childhood, or it brings you to this very special moment. You really, I had a guest that I just really love the way she quote this, and she said, art changes you in a very special way. And I
Mm.
just think that that statement is just gold,
Mhm.
because like you will not know how art will change you
Yeah.
unless you do it.
Yeah. Now, I think someone who, in my case, is kind of hard to see because as as a little girl, this is all I've known. I don't know
Right.
any other life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I know that, thank God for it. It's gone out of me, out of every funk, depression, sadness, it's just like my lifesaver. It's
Mm-hmm.
my life. So I don't know what it is to not have had art in my life, you know. I I would die, girl. If I couldn't do what I do. Man,
Is
what
when people tells me they don't dance, I'm like, what? You don't what?
you're
But
like,
that's
what?
just but that's just us, right? Like we do this because that's it's like breathing. Like we have to do this.
Oh
It's
yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
something, and that's, but like really thinking about it, and I've said it before, like whoever says that they don't care about art, or art is not important or whatever, I think about it this way, and I'm like, all right, you think art is this, is that, it's not important, you think less of art or whatever it is, right? But just look at your car. Why do you have that car? Why do you pick that color? Why are you wearing that shirt? Why is your walls that color? Why do you have the painting on the wall? Why do you do this in the kitchen? Why do you have that bed set in your room? Why do you have your laptop? Why you have the cell phone, you look at it and scroll for hours every day?
Mm.
I'll tell you why. Because all of our lives are driven by art, by some creator that decided, you know what, that Ferrari looks good on red.
Mm.
And now you have that Ferrari or whatever car that's your dream car that you like. You use those tennis shoes because a creator, an artist, so beyond that, and was like, oh, you know what? Let's put that little check mark and call it Nike. And now everybody wears my Nike or whatever it is. So your favorite color, things that you put on, even the perfume that you wear, the little bottle is in a specific shape
Mm.
for certain people that's like that. So you're driven by art in a very indirect way without thinking it.
Mm.
But how better is to be mindful of it and be like, you know what? No, I really like this perfume because it's like a little ball and it has like this spiky thing. It's really great. How about being a little bit mindful of like, you know what? I picked that car because it's badass. Has this round lights up in the back and it
Yeah.
blinks this
Yeah.
way. This shirt, it has like Hawaiian flowers, Dolce and Gabbana, I don't know, whatever it is that you like. So I feel like our lives are driven by art,
Yeah.
but we forget because by nature we like pretty things, we like cool things. We do things, we buy things because someone else buy things. But we start having our own personal style and the way we live by someone that has created for us, that by someone that has shown us like, hey, it will be cool if you have a red desk in your office,
Mm.
or obviously whatever it is that you like. But
I agree with that statement.
yeah, I feel
I
like,
totally agree. I wouldn't have thought of it like that, but it makes perfect sense.
right? So
Mhm.
like I sat on this thought and I'm like, what is it like? Because I know I have some friends, some people I know, they're like, well, no, I just do this, I'm an accountant. I do my numbers, I drive to work, I come back, I do my thing, that's it. And I'm like, bro, but what about this? Don't you like to, what about this magazine? What about your clothes? It's all these things that we don't think about it, but
But it,
they're there. They drive something in us. They shape us in certain way that we're not like really looking at it. It's just something to think about, all of you, the non-believers in art.
The arts are a magical thing for sure.
They are, and I think it's just they just make life better. That's
Yeah.
how at least I feel.
Yeah. I mean, it's my life and my husband, it's not like my family's life. So I can't imagine our life without it, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And whether it's professionally, because I know you this is your livelihood, your livelihood. But I always encourage everyone just go and try something. Try something new, something different. And if it feels scary, do it.
Do it even more.
Do it
You know,
even more. Go and try and see how you feel afterwards. Who knows? You might be the next best dancer, the best painter, the best writer ever. But you do not know if we don't try and cultivate any type of art. So I think I just get excited about any type of art, and I would like for people to maybe like see
and
that
just be
amazing.
supportive also of like people who, like a loved one that wants to, or a friend, or your daughter or your son. If your daughter wants to go dance salsa, be supportive, of whatever art she wants to do because she's taking care of herself. That's her way. And that's so important in life is to learn how to take care of yourself,
Yeah,
and in my case, dance is the way I take care of myself and a lot of the women that come to me, you know.
yeah,
So support is key for my life. And it's what's brought me here. And that's where because I am who I am today because of that. But I see the lack of support in a lot of the women that come to the studio.
hmm,
And they know what it feels for them, the cup that it feels, so they keep coming. But it's sometimes like, oh man, it's a bummer to hear some stories, like, oh, why do you keep going salsa dancing? You should settle down and find a husband and get married. Wait, what? What are
yeah.
you
What is this
saying?
madness?
Now I'm married with kids and it's a beautiful life. I'm not saying any other thing, but how beautiful that your loved one is taking care of themselves through arts,
Yeah,
cultivating that, bringing herself happiness. There's so much stress in life. Why not be happy for that moment? So I think support is a big one for
hmm,
all those jealous boyfriends and husbands. Support.
yeah,
Gonna be nothing wrong.
yeah. I think I like that you touched on a very important point when it comes to art. I think take it is part of our self care.
Okay, fine. What?
Cultivating art definitely
Sorry.
it's help us to do that, to take care of ourselves and keep growing as a individuals. I like that very much. I don't think I really thought about that. I always think about art as that thing that makes me feel good, and the hobby or the thing that I love to do, or like what I always call dancing is like my moving meditation, because that's the one time
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
thinking about nothing. Literally, I'm like
Oh
the
yeah.
happiest ever,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I think putting it in better words for people that don't click with those statements is that yes, any I feel like any art form that you might want to practice is definitely part of self-care,
One
because
thousand
yeah, because it
thousand
really
percent.
it really moves you and changes you, and it makes you feel good. You are better for your loved ones, you're better for your
Mm-hmm.
job the next day,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I think
Oh, yeah,
that's a
exactly.
really awesome statement to put out there.
Yeah, and I think it helps every person, like you know, to deliver on a day to day, whatever it is. If you want to be the best doctor in the world, if you take some time to take care of yourself, you're going to be that much better of a doctor,
Yeah,
that much better of a wife, that much better of a mother. And I say because I live it every day. There's days that I'm like, oh my God, homework with my 5-year-old son. Me muero. And I have to breathe, I have to breathe, I have to breathe. And then I come I do my dance class the next day and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm cool. We're ready. Let's do homework again. You want to move all over this chair? I got to ask you 100 times to pay attention. But you've taken care of yourself so you can deliver.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. I see it. I live it. I know it.
No,
So if I can recommend if I could recommend anything, is take a Latin dance class. See,
yes, for sure. Yeah,
or take
that's
my
awesome.
class.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for all the information. Thank you for like your point of view and everything that you have shared with us. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us today?
That's funny. On a note, thank you for having me today.
Yes.
I've enjoyed dancing with you all the times that we've danced together and all the fun times that we've had. And hopefully we'll continue to have, right? If I one day go to Houston, hopefully this year. And now it's a beautiful thing. And we're able to do this talk and have this beautiful session because we met through salsa and what a beautiful thing, that we have we're able to do this, and so nada, thank you. It's great talking to you and to many, many more, and I wish you all the best on all the projects that you have coming up.
No, thank you. Thank you. She's my idol, by the way. So thank you. Thank you for sharing
All the
everything
girls
today.
out there,
Yes.
all the girls out there, do what you love to the fullest, and don't forget to add a little splash of art in your life.
Awesome. That's it. That's it. And for everybody that's in LA and that would like to go check you out, take your classes, take the girlfriend, take the mom, take
Yes.
the wife and the girlfriend.
Drop off your wife. If she's grumpy, just drop her off. I promise I'll make her happier.
Where can they find you if they want to check out your class? I know you have
So
online stuff too.
yeah, so I have online classes. Pretty cool. We got girls now in South America, Alaska, taking live. It's so cool because for us, like the girl in Alaska, it's like Tuesday night, and for her, it's like the next.
The next day. Lost her for a second. We'll wait for her for just a second.